So you're tired of spending 2K every single time you want to build a rogue kit. Well, let me introduce you to the dirty little secret that is poison weapon. For only 500 gold, you too can have your friends saying,
"You're insane, bro."
The real power of this kit comes from true magic. And it's the reason you're able to get kills even seconds after you're done attacking. This build works great in trios, solos, and duos, but it's definitely its strongest when you're able to dive in and out of a situation. You can just get in a quick 2 or 3 stabs. You can usually get a kill off seconds after you're done attacking.
He said it.
Hit him once, backing up, he didn't hit me. Hit him, good shit, back away. Hit him once, hit him twice.
Taking slow. I hit it.
He's dead.
I hit him. This one's chicken. This one is chicken. He's low too. He's low. Like one HP. Yep. Nice.
If you're not interested in the build breakdown, you can pause the video now, and I'll have the perks and skills as well as gear that I use. Otherwise, I'm gonna go ahead and do a full build breakdown for you and show you how and what gear to buy. For the perks and skills, there's going to be a few options that you can switch in and out, but the things that are necessary for this build are poison weapon and hide and rupture. You could switch out these other 3 perks, but hide mastery and stealth really support my gameplay style. I am not a landmine rogue. I like to push with the rogue, and those 10 footsteps you get when visible are extremely important when it comes to closing the gap. And then ambush allows you to get that move speed you need with your dagger out to close the distance, and that 25 physical damage just really helps seal the deal with the poison weapon and rupture. And like I said, for skills, you're basically locked into hide and rupture for this build, and you need poison weapon, but you could always take stuff like dagger mastery or jokester to increase the strength of your rupture and just your dagger in general. With that being said, let's go ahead and start purchasing the kit. We're going to give ourselves a budget of $550 and see what we can do. First things first, you want a blue phoenix choker, and let's see what we can get. We can't get something pretty fire for this one. +3 physical power for $40. Incredible start. That gives us 2 true and +3 physical power. Basically, we're going to be building a lot of true magic damage in order to make our poison weapon hit super duper hard. We can get a true magic cloak. Let's go ahead and get the Mercurial for 80. That gives us some extra dex and also that true magic. Then we're going to go ahead and go for maybe a shadow mask for the strength. Oh, damn, look at all these cheap ass rogue cowls. Looks like they've kind of started to sell out of the shadow mask. So if you really want to go cheap, we're going to have to go with the rogue cowl method, which honestly isn't too bad. 35, we'll take that all day. Extra agility, we are going to be a little squishier, but we're going to be trying to get in and out with this build already, so that won't be too big of a deal. So far, we're only at around 170, so that's not really a big deal. Go ahead and grab a rondelle. It's nice to get one with magic power at least. Yeah, let's get this one with magic power and magic healing. The reason you want to get magic power, even though it's not affecting your actual poison weapon damage, the higher you get your magic power bonus, or at least get it to 0, that'll increase the damage without needing to rely on true magic. Because as of right now, our poison weapon does 3 instead of 4 by default. One way to fix that is the last item that I'll be getting, which is Lightfoot boots with +2 agility and +2 will. If there's too expensive with +2 agility, we'll just cop the will ones. +2 will and +2% magic damage bonus. Boom, boom, boom. That brings us to 4 true magic, -13%. And then if we can get 2 ring of resolves with additional magic, see how cheap we can get those. 100 and 130, I think it's worth it. 100, 130. Boom, boom. Go ahead and sell off your extra squire items, and that'll bring us to 122. You can even keep a rapier if you want to have a rapier with you that brings you exactly to 124 with the rapier. 1, 2, 3, 4 true magic +2 additional magic. Move speed 313, so we're still 303 with the dagger out, and when we hit ambush, we'll be even quicker with the dagger out. And one quick thing I want to mention about ambush as well, if you just press E while running to activate your hide and don't actually attempt to crouch or hide at all, you basically just get a free 3 seconds of 10% move speed bonus, kind of like a mini little sprint. And if you build your buff duration, that sprint can last even longer. That's about it for the build, about a total of $500 or so and 4 true magic damage and 2 additional. It's also a good idea to get your strength up. So one thing you could do is replace one of these rings with a riveted gloves with true physical. That'll cost you about $200, but it'll add to the kit significantly as opposed to having 11 strength. And that's also where Jokester can come in as well to fill in that gap. But let's go ahead and check some of this build out in action. This first clip is a couple rogue fights from the same match, and it showcases the importance of hide mastery when you're fighting another rogue so that you can out-hide and out-position them. So I hear a rogue around the corner here, and I jump to give my sneak a little extra distance. And then their hide runs out, or they decide to reveal themselves, and it's game on. Right here, I know that he's low, so I'm trying to just dive in and finish him, and I don't even think he realized I came around the corner. This guy's kit was also all true phys, so it was worth exceptionally more than mine. This next rogue clip is a pretty similar story, except this time I hide it out and wait for him to pull in. Like I said, I'm not much of a land miner, but sometimes if you can just get a little bit of an extra head start, it can really help win the fight. I often forget to get the full footage, but my loot got stolen by a fighter, but I was able to reset and come back and finish him, and here is all the loot. Here is a quick fight with a bard, and this clip is a good example of how and when to use hide to both engage aggressively and also to escape and choose which fights you want to use. Right here, I do a 180 just to see if I can turn back around on him while I'm invisible, but he decides to back away, so I go ahead and disengage as well. Then once I am aware of his positioning and can get close enough, I use hide as a way to push as opposed to as a way to run away. Last thing I wanted to talk about was what fights to take and which fights to avoid. This is a bit up to personal preference, but for me, I find any of the squishiest classes to be the easiest to kill, and this includes Druid, Barb, Ranger, Warlock, Wizard, and things like PDR Fighter and Barbarian can be a bit rougher to take on in solos, but I can still handle them. As far as fights to absolutely avoid, Clerics and Wizard builds that have super tankiness or just like reaction shields, ice shields, these kind of things, you want to avoid these as they will negate your magic damage being a Cleric or a Wizard, and they'll just prevent you from getting off that kill that you'd like to get. Other than that, I hope you guys dug this PvP and build guide, and let me know if this build gets you tons of kills. Thank you so much for watching, so much more content coming your way, and peace.